Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Brad Andersohn. I'm the Director of Education and Industry Outreach for eXp Realty and for the RE Tech Campus. You've been invited here today probably to experience our staff, our office, learn a little bit about our competitive compensation plans, our paperless transactions, and how we can provide on-demand tech support and training in order to help our agents grow and succeed in their real estate business. eXp Realty is considered by many right now as an industry disruptor in all of the positive sense of the word, and a real estate game changer for careers. We want our value proposition at eXp Realty to be so good that it would be irresponsible for agents and brokers to hang their license anywhere else. At eXp Realty, you truly can own your brand, own your career, your finances, your future, which means you can now own your life. eXp Realty is very unique. It's a one-of-a-kind company and a business model with a real estate financial opportunity unlike any other in the industry. We are an agent-owned cloud brokerage, which means we're real estate professionals doing the same things other real estate professionals are doing in and around the world. We're just doing it in a different hierarchy, in a different structure. Early adopters to the cloud, you might be thinking of companies like Mercedes and Verizon. This paradigm shift to the cloud has had a huge impact on a variety of industries and now real estate as well. Some of you will remember some of those early adopters that were creating and using the very technology that you and I are using every day today. Companies like Airbnb and Google and Uber. Some of you will remember the story of Netflix approaching Blockbuster for an acquisition. Netflix claimed they could bring the entertainment to the hands of the consumer on a mobile device cheaper, faster, better, and more efficient. And Blockbuster decided they would decline in the purchase of Netflix. We know what happened in that story. Let me just go ahead and define the difference between a virtual brokerage and a cloud brokerage. If Blockbuster were the brick and mortar building, doing the same process of providing entertainment to the consumer, Netflix was able to do it without the brick and mortar. A lot of companies will tell you they have a virtual brokerage, but really what that means is they're disconnected, they're isolated, they have a post office box and a website, and probably no connection to any other agents or professionals around the world. If you think about companies like Amazon, eXp Realty moving to the cloud has had equal or greater impact than when Amazon moved to the cloud. Think consumer supply and demand, and then think real estate. So people think the cloud is like a storage place. And if you ask somebody, what do you think of when I say the word cloud? They'll say it's a storage place. It's like Evernote or Dropbox or even Google Drive. But when you think about the cloud, folks, everything is in the cloud today, including your voicemail, your email, your text messages, your banking, even your friends and family. People are on social media sites. These are all in the cloud. Well, what we've done is we've moved into the cloud too. An environment like you're sitting in now here in our eXp world, fully immersive, 3D, high-tech, high-touch world, creates for a very collaborative environment. It allows us to connect and interact, engage and participate with other real estate professionals around the world from a simple internet connection. And by removing the overhead and the operating costs of the brick and mortar and all that goes with it, it allows us to share in the wealth with our agents and broker owners. This is a picture I like to share with those who might not be in our cloud environment. Oftentimes I will travel around and do these live events. This is the cloud. And again, folks who can't get their arms around a cloud concept, once you come into this environment, you'll realize this is not a webinar. This is not a Skype or a FaceTime or a Google Hangout. This is a fully immersive 3D high-tech, high-touch a collaborative environment. In fact, I work here. This is where my desk is. This is where we have over 50 staff here. If you walk out those doors behind you in this auditorium, you're free to roam about our eXp world and visit the different departments we're going to talk about here shortly. eXp Realty right now is being referred to as the Amazon of real estate in the Trends Report by Stefan Swanepoel. This was actually back in 2013. Stefan Swanepoel is a very noted author in the real estate space, and he coined eXp Realty as the Amazon of real estate. Back in 2009, when eXp Realty launched in October, just a few months later, I was able to come in and do a virtual tour, and I predicted that eXp recognized them as a future real estate brokerage and model, but I also thought that they would end up being the future of the real estate brokerage and model. And today, the company has also been spotlighted in Inman News. We've also been spotlighted in the National Association of Realtors, or what they call their Realtor magazine. Both Erica Christopher and Paul Hagee came into our environment to see what we were doing with this new technology and how we had broken down and restructured the traditional real estate brokerage model. Back before 2002, Glenn came to us from the AOL industry. He was a lead generating genius running a variety of forums and internet web-based platforms. In 2002, he got into real estate. In 2006, he was one of Keller Williams' top 50 real estate professionals internationally. Just 3 years later in 2009, and I'd like you to keep that year in mind as to what was going on in the real estate industry, Glenn founded eXp Realty. He said he wanted to build a company that he himself would want to go to work for, that would justify his time and efforts, both rewarding him financially. In 2011, he was named a finalist for the most innovative brokerage of the year. And you can see over the years, Glenn has been recognized and eXp Realty has been recognized in the media and spotlighted throughout the years. Today, we're in more than 42 U.S. states with more than 3,000 agents, also in D.C. and Alberta, Canada. And Glenn has been named for the 4th consecutive year to the Swanepoel Power 200. eXp Realty International Corporation was actually renamed and rebranded to eXp World Holdings, Inc., which is now the parent company for eXp Realty and any other future real estate related services or products we decide to offer. Who's to say why not offer title insurance or property and casualty insurance or any other one-stop shop resource for our consumer clients and audience? Remember, we now have the power of the cloud. So I'd like to introduce you just briefly to the executive leadership team. This is Glenn Sanford. He is the founder and CEO of eXp Realty. He's also the chairman of the board for eXp World Holdings. Next to Glenn, you have our CEO, eXp Realty, Jason Gessing. And next to Jason, you have Vicky Bartholomew, who comes to us from Keller Williams. She's the president of eXp Realty, having run 2 very successful teams and being a top producer herself. She does a great job leading the way. We also have Peter Noble. Peter Noble comes to us from Microsoft after 19 years. What better guy to have in your technology department? With us, we also have Alan Goldman. He's making sure we dot all the I's, cross all the T's, and meeting all the needs financially. And our newest addition is Russ Cafano, president of eXp World Holdings, comes to us from Move Inc., the operators of Realtor.com. Interesting note there is I used to work for Zillow for about 4 years. At the same time, Russ worked for Realtor.com. 2 very large competitors now working side by side together to grow eXp Realty. So eXp Realty, I mentioned 2009. If you think back to that market, the eXp model was created and evolved out of one of the worst real estate markets, in my opinion, since the Great Depression. It's from those very diverse and extreme market conditions that we were not only able to create, but we were able to build, grow, and thrive in order to stay alive in a real estate market and in an industry where others were actually failing. They were closing. Brokerages were filing bankruptcy. Title companies were laying off. Consumers were going belly up into foreclosure. The company continued to grow and evolve and literally go where no man or company had gone before. We've broken the traditional model and we've literally broken down the brokerage, the hierarchy, and everything, and we've built something totally new, totally amazing that can help real estate agents and brokers become more successful. Having been born and created out of one of the worst real estate markets since the Great Depression, I'm rest assured that we're not only prepared today, but folks, we're actually paving the new way. You can see we are over 3,000 agents. We are one of the fastest growing brands in North America. We're in more than 170 MLSs, And because of the low cost, low overhead, no brick and mortar, the non-carbon footprint, we're able to provide more, do more, and be a better resource for our agent and broker owners. If you look at this chart, it specifically details eXp Realty's growth over time. You'll also notice that some of that projected growth we've already surpassed. Glenn Sanford was just quoted in the eXp World Holdings Inc. fourth quarter and full year 2016 financial results. And I do quote, 2016 established us as one of the largest and fastest growing brokerages in North America, as we nearly tripled in size over the past year. Our strong revenue and adjusted EBITDA growth in 2016 showcases the leverage in our model, which we expect to continue to be evident as we execute on our overall strategy. Driving this is our agent-owned cloud brokerage model, which creates a very strong value proposition for agents and has allowed us to attract some of the top producers as well as some of the highest ranking teams throughout the US and Canada. We have become a leading brokerage of choice for agents due to eXp Realty's unique value proposition. Throughout 2016 and now into 2017, we have continued to focus on investing in the infrastructure and the tools necessary to support our growth and ensure scalability of eXp Realty's business model. The investments we are making today will allow us to support a much larger, a much more mature organization well into the future. We expect our robust growth to continue and to increase both in terms of agent count and revenues, along with our value proposition to our agent owners and shareholders. So what's driving all of this growth to eXp, and what's all the spotlight and disruption and media all about? I will tell you, I believe it's because mobile is global. When you think back to the original real estate brokerage model that was designed back in 1906, I'm imagining it was on a dirt road from behind a horse and a buggy. And when you think back to that time and that era, the internet didn't exist. We didn't have mobile devices. We didn't even have fax machines. The population all over the world has changed. Everything is different. Why didn't somebody look at and change a real estate model that was created more than 100 years ago? Well, one man did. His name is Glenn Sanford. He decided to go mobile because the only thing that doesn't move is the house being sold. And he also decided to give ownership to his agents and brokers. This is very significant, as you'll see going ahead here. So let's take a look at what really makes the eXp model and brokerage so unique and why it's such an industry disruptor, besides the fact that we're first to market in the real estate industry and space. And if looking around you right now, just press your space bar on your computer keyboard and look to the left, look to the right. You'll see you're surrounded by other real estate professionals from around the world. There is no cloud platform currently offering this type of collaboration, networking, engagement, or participation, just like this very event here today. So what really makes us unique? Well, because of this technology, because of the environment you're in right now, we're able to support at every level. We can support new agents. We support veteran agents, brokers with teams. We can support with every aspect of the business: marketing, advertising, branding, transactions, even the technology and the support that comes within our tools and systems and outside of our four walls. We also have our agent services department. If you walked out those doors back behind you there in this auditorium, you can walk into our agent services department. They provide our online customer support and service Monday through Friday right here in the cloud. You can literally walk in, talk to any of them. In fact, I would encourage you after this session to do so. Just walk out those doors, go down the ramp to your left, and you'll see the agent services department. We also have our marketing and technology support on staff, all here in the cloud, available either through email or what we call a rescue session, where they can log into your computer right there and help you with different challenges and tasks. But also, we have our help center, which is located right out those doors down to the right. It's our IT support team. We have the help desk right there. At one point, they had earned the brand Working the Magic. They are on campus Monday through Friday during business hours. You can walk up to them at any time for any kind of technical support or assistance. I'd also like you to meet the transaction management team headed up by Jody English. Each of our transaction managers is designated to a specific geographic area, and then they provide a personal level of support and service to those agents and brokers around the country. It's nice when you can just walk in and ask a question from a transaction manager. It helps to kind of keep the I's dotted and the T's crossed. And again, knowing that you have on-staff support makes this cloud technology really priceless, in my opinion. And then, of course, financial prosperity is a much sought-after commodity. We have an entire team that heads up and ensures all of our financial and related services and obligations are met. I walked into one of their meetings during the holidays. Of course, it's a little bit chilly in some of the areas of the country, and so they had their nice little fire going. Really was a warm and cozy meeting. I hated to interrupt it, but I had to get this picture. We also just relaunched the new RE Tech Campus, and it is commanding and demanding the attention of media and agents all across the globe. Why? Because it is the only online cloud conduit that's connecting agents and brokers together from all around the world, all with a simple internet connection. No travel fees, no bridge tolls, no road rage, no event costs. You can visit retechcampus.com for archives, upcoming events, coaching, training, classes, networking, mastermind groups, keynote industry speakers, and much more. So at eXp Realty, it's the only time I've ever been able to say this in more than 30 years of being in the business. You actually are and will be the only thing in your way of total success, whatever that success looks for or looks like to you. Here at eXp Realty, you are the CEO. Everything starts with you. It's your company. It's your brand. We're the umbrella. You're the real estate professional. So it starts with you. You can come in here. You can meet people. You can ask questions. You can learn. You can grow. You can succeed by simply networking and collaborating here in the cloud with others. We even do a Capper's Corner, which is for those people who go to 100% commission. We like to give them accolades and kudos. We'll have them pop up here on the stage and sit in the chairs as a panel. But then we like to have them share how they are able to achieve the successful results that they do. And then we open it up to you, the audience, so that you can ask questions that are pertinent and relative to your local demographic, your geographic area, to help you get to that 100% capping status. Our education, training, and support are taken very serious here at eXp Realty. I like to refer to us as a supply and demand approach, which is obviously simplified, but we like to take that simplified approach to supporting our agents and brokers. We provide up to 25 hours, and it's growing, hours of live weekly training right here in this cloud environment. Just like this session is real, I'm a real person doing a real training. We do this 25 hours a week. You can go to expcloud.com to see all the different sessions and events that take place here in our cloud campus. We also provide a self-paced learning center for all of our agents and brokers. Maybe you're selling 50, 100, 200 homes a year and you don't have time to attend some of these sessions. Well, we offer the Expressway, and what the Expressway allows our agents and brokers to learn and grow in a variety of areas, but they get to do it at their own pace. You see, the Expressway offers many courses with hundreds of lessons, and they're all broken down into these nice little bite-sized manageable pieces, and we add new content to the Expressway weekly. You can literally click on any course, take any class or lesson. There's a lot of tutorials, there's a lot of white papers, even video instruction on pretty much every aspect of your real estate business. Here at eXp Realty, we have a mentorship program. You can either be a mentor or have a mentor. Even our state brokers can help our agents with local mentorship programs, but here at eXp, you are a mentor and you are a mentee. Because see, when you're talking to somebody else, you're sharing what you know, they're learning. That makes you the mentor. But when you're listening, hopefully you're learning. Folks, there's a lot of great chat that echoes here in these hallways and out at these tables and around this cloud campus. And I can honestly say in 30 years of this business, I've never seen or been to a better place or location where you could take advantage of some of the greatest minds in the industry than when they gather right here in this cloud. Let's talk about profitability. That normally means you need to spend some money in order to gain a profit. Well, here at eXp Realty, our agents and brokers have the opportunity to be profitable, but without the operating costs and all of that overhead. Let's face it and address the obvious right now. Business owners make more money than employees, yet 80% of the people in the world are on the employee side. This is a page right out of Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, and you have to ask yourself the question, do you want to be on the left side or do you want to be on the right side? And so here at eXp, we offer something very unique. And what I want to address now is most of the agents that I've met over the last 30 years, and folks, I got to travel around the country a lot for Zillow and for Active Rain, and I've spoken at the NAR conventions and run panels at Inman Connect and the Reboots and the RE Bar Camps. And most of the agents that I've met, they live and they run their business and their lives as independent contractors, and they survive only based on their own individual production and commissions. Well, eXp Realty offers an opportunity for agents to share revenue in their groups without the complicated, painstaking, and time-intensive steps it takes to become an exponential earner. Most of the people I know in the business start at that first coin as an individual productivity agent, and that's usually where they get out of the business. Very few go on to building a team, getting a broker's license, building that brokerage, getting a brick and mortar building, recruiting, scaling, and expanding before they realize they are an exponential earner. Those are far and few between. So eXp Realty, I like to say we specialize in reducing those operating costs by creating an operational and marketing efficiency. We boost our agent and broker ownership satisfaction by providing effective lead generation strategies, and again, with multiple income opportunities, not just commission-based. Can you imagine receiving an income without having to go out and be in the business to do it? Do you have an exit strategy from real estate with an income stream? Everybody at eXp Realty, as owners, we're all fully vested after just 3 years. Everyone in the company working towards a common goal, getting paid for vacation. Folks, there's no truer meaning than a rising tide lifts all ships here at eXp Realty. We also let you provide the service that you love and believe in. Listen, folks, it's your career, and I don't believe any specific niche or target audience should ever have to be sacrificed or compromised due to some company or some broker's limitations. Doesn't matter if you do luxury homes, commercial, vacant land, horse property, single family, condos, PUDs. It's your business, it's your customers, it's your career. We support you at every level. Some of you might be here today saying, well, I have a small brokerage, I've got a medium brokerage, or I've even got a large boutique brokerage here with 25 agents. We spend a lot of time building our brand. We're a trusted, noteworthy brand here, and that's okay because eXp Realty, we welcome other standing and successful brokers on board. eXp proudly powers many local companies in their marketing initiatives. The Santa Fe experience, for example, all they needed to do was add the eXp logo to the brand and they can still market that trustworthy brand. You'll see on the right there, Brent Beavers. I love his brand. You know, real estate needs, leave it to Beavers. I know I'm dating myself now, but I used to watch that Leave It to Beaver series. And then even Jay Thompson, the Phoenix real estate guy right out of Arizona, running Thompson's Realty, recognized by Inman and NAR and Active Rain and many others. When he came to work with us over at Zillow, I often wondered where he was going to hang his brokerage, where he would put his license, all of his agents, including his wife who was running the business when he came to Zillow. Well, Jay Thompson moved his brokerage to eXp Realty, and I think in the slides ahead, you'll be able to determine why. He could have hung that license and brokerage anywhere, but he did choose eXp Realty. I want to address systems and tools because that's important. One of the things I wanted to talk about a little bit is some of the tools and products and services we're able to offer because of the non-brick and mortar overhead and operating costs. When you think about it, if you could take your mortgage payment this month and just put it back into your pocket, what would you do with that money? Would you buy better food? Would you buy nicer clothes? Would you take your family on a trip? Of course you would. You'd have more money to invest in other things. Well, eXp Realty has been able to really provide a lot of tools, services, products, resources, even staffing. And so we have a gamut, I like to say the word plethora, of products, tools, and services to cover every aspect of your entire real estate business. Every Wednesday we do a session and it's an overview of all the eXp Realty tools for success. I'll go over a few of them today, but if you're interested in that, you can join us any Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, that's noon Eastern, right over in our Productivity Center here in the eXp World Cloud Campus. One of the things we find very important is obviously your customer at the end of the day selling their home. We want to expose that to the widest audience. So we used a company called ListHub to syndicate all of our eXp listings directly from each of the 170 plus MLSs we're in out to each of the ListHub publishing partners. Now that combination of all of those accounts is referred to as our eXpLS. I don't know what the exact number of published sites are, but you could always go to listhub.com/publisher-list, and you could see the 600 to 900 different syndicated portals that partner with ListHub in order to expose your seller's home to the widest variety of buyers' eyeballs. We provide everybody with a conversion site. If you were to order conversion outside of eXp, I believe it's $395 to set it up and an additional $395 each month to run it. We call it the Lamborghini, and we include that for free here at eXp Realty. We also offer another option, which is the Maserati. Commissions Inc. or Sync, I call it the Maserati. But I wanted you to know, we don't just offer these options. We also deliver and provide the best and highest end tools and services, and then we don't just wish you luck and send you on your way. We will provide you the education, the training, and the much needed support to get you the expected results and successes you deserve. So while we have some great products, tools, and services, we don't just throw them at you and say, here you go, have fun, good luck, bye-bye. As our transaction management system, we use SkySlope. This offers all of our agents and broker owners 24/7 access to their transactions and documents online. We also have 24/7, 365 technical support and customer service available. So now our eXp agents can focus on the customer and building their business. SkySlope fully integrates with zip forms, Wind forms, provides digital signatures. It's completely mobile. It is probably the best transaction management system we've had to date. Option A, I want to talk about those of you who are sitting in this cloud environment right now and you're saying, well, Brad, I can't work out of my house. We've got, dogs, we've got new kids. It's just, I can't focus here. And that's okay. Some of you are used to the brick and mortar building where you go to your office meetings and you do your tours and you have your desk and your parking stall. But let me just run this by you, because here at eXp Realty, we give everybody an executive membership at a Regus Center at over 3,000 locations worldwide. Now, when you think of option A of sitting in a brick and mortar office, having an office meeting, you walk in, you hug everybody, you sit down, you grab your coffee and your title company donuts, and you listen to the lender talk about rates, and the title company talks about their Alta policy, and the broker shares some compliance stuff, and then you go around the room and you give your updates and coming soons and new listings. But the reality is, how much business does that get you in that option A brick and mortar real estate office? See, even though you're surrounded by friendly people, they're really friendly competitors, because tonight at 6 o'clock when you go out and you compete for that listing, it's anybody's game now. And all of a sudden, those people that work for the same company you're with become your friendly competition. Now, walk into a Regus Center, and that is only if your Chamber of Commerce conference room's not available, your title company conference rooms aren't available. Maybe those 3 lenders who have been begging you for business, their conference rooms aren't available. Then you could walk into any Regus Center. But think about it. Now when you sit down at the chair and you're not talking to friendly competitors. You're talking to entrepreneurs. You're talking to teachers and executives and people who travel from all around the world. And the reality is they are buyers, sellers, and investors, not licensed real estate professionals. So would you rather sit in option A in a brick and mortar building surrounded by friendly competitors, or would you rather sit in option B, an executive center surrounded by consumers and potential clients? You see, I have a feeling, and I believe this very strongly. If you're an agent that's sitting out there right now and believe you have to have a desk, a parking stall, and a brick and mortar building in order to help me buy or sell a home, I believe you're sadly mistaken. Most of the agents I have met, top producing across this country, say, Brad, if I'm not in the seller's home trying to list it, I'm in somebody's listed home trying to get my buyer to write an offer. And if I'm not there, I'm probably in my own home trying to have a life. This is just an image I took of one of the Regis centers. Again, this is a feature and a service we provide to all of our eXp agents and brokers, and there are over 3,000 locations around the globe. We also know here at eXp Realty that there's only two ways you can get real estate business and clients, folks, and that's either incoming, what we call inbound leads, or by proactively going out and getting the business, which we call outbound leads. We have a thing called Making It Rain, which offers our agents and brokers an opportunity to compete with some of those big syndication portals by providing the same quality leads, but we can do it at a fraction of the cost. We figured out the average lead generated from one of the online portals, let's say Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com, could run anywhere from $1,200 to $3,000. That's from point of contact to close of transaction. Well, here at eXp, our average lead for the same quality lead is around $7 to $12 per lead. One of our agents in Nashua, New Hampshire, Patrick Keeler, had invested $100 when the program first launched. And after 90 days, he started getting some really good quality leads. But folks, after 90 days, he had made a $300 investment and closed over $19,000 in commissions. That's more than a 4,700% ROI or return on his investment. If you'd like to know more about Making It Rain, you can go to makingitrain.exprealty.com. You can watch a nice little video scribe by Jeffrey Bittner, who heads up the program, if you're interested in generating some online business. So maybe you've seen enough and you're ready to join today, but you're wanting and needing the breakdown of our compensation model and plan, our ownership, our shareholder program, and our unique revenue generating opportunities. Let's look at that. Here it is. It's really very simple. It's a $99 startup fee. It's really $49, but that $99 does include that $50 monthly tech fee. However, that startup fee includes your 1,000 business cards, it includes your eXp Realty folders, it includes that conversion lead gen site or the Commissions Inc. site. It also includes WordPress hosting. All you need is a domain name, and eXp will actually help you build and host a WordPress Divi theme. It'll include your professional Google Business Suite of tools. It will include Real Satisfied, Breakthrough Broker, the eXp Open House app. It'll include the Homekeeper app and a ton more. There is an annual monthly fee, one monthly fee of the tech fee, which is only $50, and it's been $50 since the company launched in 2009. And then there is a one-time $420 university tuition that is taken out of your first closing, not taken out of your front pocket. Everybody is on the same commission split, and it's really very simple. It's an 80-20 split with a 16K cap. Once you've paid in the 16K cap, you go to 100% commission for the remainder of your calendar year. Folks, there's only two fees on every transaction. Number one is a $25 broker review fee. The broker, state compliance broker in your area, will make sure you've dotted the I's, crossed all the T's, and for that broker review, there's a $25 fee. Rather than paying $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 out of your pocket each year up front, for E&O insurance, we just charge per transaction $30 or $40 in California. Once you've paid in $500 for the year, you cap and no longer pay E&O insurance. You actually will cap at $500 total. Again, it's just a $25 broker review fee and a $30 E&O insurance fee. Those are the only transaction fees at eXp Realty. Now, when you cap and you go to 100% commission, those two fees still apply, unless, of course, you've capped on your E&O insurance, but there will be a $250 transaction fee taken out of our capped agents closing. You also get to have up to 3 transactions processed at 100% per year, regardless of you're on 80-20 or already on the 100%. Let's say you decide to buy a home as an investment or as a gift for the kids. As long as you're on title, you're paying the fees, you can have up to 3 transactions per year processed at 100% commission. I want to talk a little bit about the ownership because to me this is one of the most valuable components of the company. There are 5 ways you can be an owner of eXp. Our stock symbol is EXPI. You could just go outright to your E-Trade, Scottrade, or whichever stock company you're using to buy and sell stock, and you can buy it over the counter publicly. Again, that stock symbol is EXPI. So we are a publicly traded company. That's the first way. The second way to get stock is our agents, when they come on board, you go out and you have your first closing. The company actually pays you your commission split, which again we said was the 80-20. But in addition, the company is going to give you 75 shares of company stock, regardless of what it's at today, just for closing your first transaction. Wait a minute, you got a license to go out and sell real estate. Well, every brokerage in America will pay you the agreed commission split. So in reality, not only is eXp going to give you the commission split, but they're going to reward you with ownership for going out and doing what you got a real estate license to do. In addition to that, when you cap and you go to 100% commission, which eXp Realty is happy and honored to pay, they will also give you an additional 250 shares just for capping, which again is why you went out and got your real estate license, to help people buy and sell and invest in the American dream. Yet eXp Realty will make you an owner just for doing what you got your license to do. Now, a lot of people get excited and they go out and they share this model. They share their story with other real estate professionals that they know, love, and trust in their market. And those folks take an interest in the company. When they join eXp Realty, the agent who shared the company and the model with them gets another 250 shares of company stock just for sharing the model with any other agent or broker in the industry. So this over time you see starts to add up. Those are the first 4 ways you can obtain company ownership and shares in the company. We have a 5th way, and it's called our agent equity program, where our agents can take up to 5% of their gross commission and buy company stock, but they get to buy it at a 20% discount off the 30-day rolling average. So what I want to share now is kind of a scenario. Let's break that down, what that would actually look like. In this slide, in this example, let's just say for the example that today's stock price is 55 cents. Your closing was yesterday, and so if you were going to invest in the agent equity program, you could take up to 5% and you'd be purchasing today's stock, but at the 30-day average price, 20% off. So it's trading today at 55 cents. The company goes back over 30 days and says it was trading at 46 cents over 30 days. So you're going to be effectively buying the stock at 37 cents today, even though it's trading at 55 cents. Folks, you can start to see how this adds up and begins to look like a really nice exit strategy or plan to be able to retire and get out of the business one day. I get a lot of RSS feeds and a lot of different news feeds from different media. One of my favorites, of course, wallstreet.com. And I loved when I got the feedback here in October last year when it listed our company and our stock ticker, EXPI, as a top stock and featured us and our growth chart in their article. This was a defining moment for me, and so I just wanted to share this slide with you. To be featured on wallstreet.com was quite an honor and blessing. Okay, let's get into the wrap up here. We know that real estate is a self-driven, self-motivating business, and like any and all business careers, an exit strategy or a retirement plan should be in order. But folks, in many, or should I say most cases, the agents and brokers I've met around the country, and I have been to all 50 states, they don't have a realistic plan or practical plan or even a retirement or exit strategy. Well, here at eXp, we have what's called the revenue sharing program, which pays out percentages of revenue to agents and brokers based on closed transactions by those that they attract into eXp Realty. What this chart shows is the breakdown of revenue percentages for both expansion share and exponential shares. Agents can now combine these both percentages, the expansion in yellow on the left and the exponential on the right, by simply meeting the FLQR requirements that are found in that center white column. So let me explain a little bit more in detail. Let's go back to that slide. If I went out and told my friend, he lives in a city called Bedrock, he sells a lot of real estate, and so I wanted to tell him about eXp. Well, he joins the company, and his name is Fred. And Fred goes out and he's excited. He's joined eXp Realty. He goes out and closes his first transaction. Well, now he gets the 80-20 split and he gets the stock, but I get 3.5% off everything Fred does until Fred caps. You see, when Fred goes to 100% commission, there's nothing left to share. But until Fred caps, I'm going to get 3.5% off everything he does until he caps. Now that's pretty exciting, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but that averages out to be around $2,800 per year to me for every person I share the company with that caps. So Fred, as a capper, is worth about $2,800. Now Fred gets excited and goes and tells a neighbor friend of his named Barney. Barney joins the company. Barney goes out and sells a home. Now Fred's going to get 3.5% from everything Barney does right off the top, revenue, until Barney caps. But I'm going to get 0.2%. You see that expansion share on the left side, the 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.5, 0.5? Well, I'm going to get 0.2% off everything Barney does, even though Fred brought Barney in. Unless, of course, I've told, if you look at that center column, the 5, that means I've also told, in addition to Fred, Larry, Mo, Curly, and Shemp. And they've joined eXp, so now I have the 5 people I've shared my story and shared the model. So in addition to the 0.2% I get from Barney, I now get an additional 3.8% off of Barney's gross commission. That's 4%, not 3.5. So you can see that there is a huge motivation here in helping others grow, in helping them succeed. And folks, when you implement this towards a retirement or an exit strategy, it's almost, it's unheard of, and I've seen no other model that offers anything quite like this. You can talk to your sponsor or the person who told you about eXp Realty and look at their revenue share calculator to plug in some numbers. Now, let me just give you a straight out example regarding the model because eXp Realty changes all this with our revenue share model. Revenue sharing allows all our agents to benefit and share the financial successes of this company's growth based on that individual agent's efforts. You don't have to do this, but really this just means sharing the eXp model with other likely candidates who would benefit and who also want more out of their real estate business and career could be very beneficial to you. For example, Fred goes out here, he sells a $500,000 home. He gets his commission check for $15,000. He pays those 2 fees. I get a check for $525. It's really that simple. So by simply sharing your personal story, and then by being in here in this event or watching this training or coming to an eXp Explained, by learning about the model and sharing with others, our agents and brokers are able to grow their revenue share groups without boundaries, without borders, without real limitations built into the other models. You see, the passive income and revenue adds up over time, and it creates a great exit strategy and opportunity for a very realistic and practical retirement plan. Now, how many people do I have to tell to collect all the way down on the 7 tiers of that expansion share? Just one, just Fred. And I can collect down on all 7 tiers on the expansion share. However, if I meet the FLQR requirements in the center column, I collect both expansion, the yellow side, and the blue side. So now I'm collecting on that green total revenue share. And as you can see, those numbers add up. We have many agents and brokers all across this country collecting revenue share checks every single month for their efforts. Folks, this is in addition to the stock and the shareholder earnings. This is in addition to your compensation, 80-20 or 100% commission. This is in addition to any other income stream or investments that you have in your life. Very, very powerful. So again, by simply going out and sharing the model with others, agents are growing this revenue group under themselves by doing what they do every day anyway. Just like I shared, by going out and selling a home, you actually can get company stock, and by capping, you get company stock just for doing what you got a license to do. When you think about it, let me just give you an example of a revenue share calculator and show you that by simply doing your real estate practice and business that you're already doing, how you could build something very simple like this revenue share calculation. If the average agent in America sold 12 homes a year at an average sales price of $250,000, and even if they did it at a 2.5 reduced commission, if you just went out and told 5 agents in your market about the company that was doing that type of production, and they went out and told 5 people, and then they went out and told 5 people, folks, that's $97,000 passive revenue income per year, in addition to any other income you have through eXp Realty's financial opportunities. Folks, I live in the San Francisco Greater Bay Area, and I have been here most of my life. I know agents surrounding me, hundreds of them. They don't make this kind of money each year just selling homes. This becomes a huge retirement strategy. So what I want to point out now in showing you that revenue share calculator is that just in doing your day-to-day transactions in business, the opportunity to discuss, share your story, and attract others to eXp Realty is nearly unavoidable. Think about this. If you just went out and sold 10 homes a year, you're going to talk to 10 buyers agents. You're going to like some of them. This is going to be a great model for them. If you go out and you write 10 offers for your buyers this year, and you're going to end up talking to 10 selling or listing agents. Then, folks, think about this. Then there's the title companies, all the lenders, the home warranty companies, the property and casualty insurance people. These are all people you know. They all work in your local communities and around the country. They're looking for the same thing that you are, which, by the way, is exactly what eXp Realty is offering today. So by simply going out and doing what you do and why you got a real estate license, which is to help people buy and sell homes, it's really simple and an easy way to have a discussion with others, to share your story, because that's the best story you have. It really is. And then share this model. In fact, you don't have to share the model. Just bring them into one of our eXp Explained sessions we do every Wednesday and every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, right here in this eXp World Campus auditorium. So I wanted to just close and wrap up with my good buddy. This is Gene Frederick. Gene Frederick started a company down there in Austin, Texas called Keller Williams. He was with them for 21 years, and I got to meet him at the NAR mid-year conference in Washington, D.C. I bought him breakfast. He came up to my room, and I asked him if he would share the difference and why he came to eXp Realty from being with KW so long. He had nothing but great things to say about Keller Williams. They are a wonderful company. But he said, Brad, let me show you the difference between profit share and revenue share. And this is from one of his own team leaders at his previous brokerage, Keller Williams. Now, Gene also went on and shared with me his personal comparison, and that was a real eye-opener and obviously a game changer for Gene and his family. And I can also share a link with you in just a moment to a bunch of other eXp agent and broker testimonials. I'm sure you'll be interested in what they have to say as well, because they have some of the same questions and thoughts that you may be having right now. I'll give you that link in just a moment. But Gene shared with me that this team leader he was working with, this was his compensation for profit share. He received a check for $7,124 for his efforts, and I thought that was pretty outstanding. But then he said, Brad, if my team leader had done the same exact effort and initiative here at eXp Realty, his check would have been $83,600. That's 11 times more, not changing a thing he did under the profit share program at Keller Williams. So then you can see on the screen behind me in this piece of paper, there's writing on the back, and Gene flipped it over. And when he did, it was interesting to note that Gene said this was my production for the year, and I received a check for $121,310. And I thought, that's amazing. That's good money in addition to whatever else you're doing for a living. And he said, no, Brad, if I didn't change a hair on my head and never said anything or did anything differently, that same effort at eXp would have garnered me $1.45 million, which is 8 times more doing the same exact thing. So the question I have for you, and let me conclude with this wrap up, if earning 100% commission for your hard work is important to you, if owning your company instead of just working for it means anything, and if having some passive revenue, share income generated along with shareholder earnings and doing it all from a cloud environment like you're sitting in right now sounds good to you, please continue your due diligence and look deeper into eXp Realty. There's no obligation, there's no commitment. I would sincerely and encourage you, implore you to reach out to the person who's invited you here today to listen to this session or to join us. They are your sponsor. They can help you further. Otherwise, if you found us, you can always go to join.exprealty.com. Again, that's just join.exprealty.com to discover and determine if eXp Realty is right for you. Seriously, would you have invested in Netflix if you knew the outcome and future of Blockbuster Video? Or if you knew that Barnes & Noble and Borders Books, you knew their future, would you have invested in Amazon.com? I challenge you right now. Look for that mobile device. I know it's within eyes distance of you. Pick it up right now. Go ahead, call a taxi, and then call an Uber. I guarantee you the experience and the difference will be extreme. So folks, you have the choice. It's your life. It's your career. You can hang on to the past or you can ride with us into the future. But in closing, I do want to thank all of you for coming into our cloud and our world campus here today and for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and hang out for a little bit if there's any questions. I've also added some private sound pods. They're launched in the back of the room up there if you'd like to meet with your sponsor or have private conversations. You're also welcome to tour the campus. Just head out the doors at the back of the auditorium. You can use any of the open or even private areas to continue your conversations and your collaboration. Just for the record, folks, I want to say we're not just a bunch of colorful avatars wandering around playing here in the cloud. Listen, we're real people just like you, doing the same thing you are, taking the same arrows out in the same communities as everyone else. We're just doing it more efficiently, a lot more effectively, and many of us are making a whole lot more financially from it. So having said that, I'm looking forward to seeing you all again here in the cloud. eXp World and the cloud is our home, and our doors are always open to you. Thank you all for coming, and have a great day.